Oh, okay. Hi, everybody. I'm stretching. Hold on. Oh, aloha. Lena Ko'inoa. You can call me Lei. You can call me Lena. Most people call me Hazard Seal. Hi, everybody. How are we doing? Hi. I missed you all so much. Holy shit. I didn't realize how much. Like, I mean, I knew, but like, oh my god, that I missed you guys so much. It's actually shocking. I mean, I shouldn't say shocking because that sounds rude, right? But like, it's kind of it's like a nice surprise, right? Oh my gosh. Mari, Shonen, Sarah, Necro, Speak, thank you so much for taking the plunge. I'm so happy to have you all here with me today. Aloha, Velina Mai. Welcome in. Welcome in. So I'm back. Uh, a chaotic little trip I can't go too much into the detail of. But suffice to say, a lot of things happened while I was gone, and I don't know I was that prepared to deal with it, but we got through it regardless. And that's all that matters. As an update, I probably will be going on more of these shorter trips more often. For work, it's kind of an unavoidable thing at this point. There's some stuff that's come up, and I cannot continue doing everything remotely, unfortunately. So I will be flying to the West Coast more often. Very rarely, the central, what, central United States. Hi, Lunar. Aloha. Nice to see you. Welcome in. Harpy is gonna probably help me figure out how to stream using my laptop, so I can still say hi to you guys when I am traveling. During those times I am traveling, I will probably go back to using my PingTuber, which is fine. Which is fine. I love my PingTuber. Palia did a wonderful job on it. So I'm really, it is what it is. I'm not particularly looking forward to it, but again, it just is what it is. It is what it is. Point blank period. I'm not looking forward to it. Unfortunately, when it comes to other stuff surrounding my work, I really got to lock in pretty hard. I'll be very honest, I've taken a little bit of an emotional beating lately. I've been all over the place. It's been very, very erratic. I'm on my depression meds and everything else. Like I'm on my meds, just to clarify. But my mental has not been the best, and I would say it's a combination of like my work life and my home life. It kind of just is what it is right now. Traveling with P&G Tuber so smart. Thank you. I hope so. Hold on, Siren. Okay. Um yeah, it's been difficult. I'm not going to go too deep into why. If you've seen me, you've probably seen, if you've noticed, you might see that sometimes I'll make these posts and then I'll like immediately delete them in less than an hour, or maybe even like a matter of minutes. And I need to get better at regulating myself just a little bit more. Um, there are a lot of things that I want to express, but I just am not capable of expressing, and I also believe that there's an importance in like not oversharing and stuff like that. I've been getting a little bit more into, I think I mentioned last time, or like I've mentioned previously, like those little free writes I do in journals and stuff like that. We could call it journaling. I don't like calling it journaling because then it feels like there's like a dedicated journal or diary, and that makes me a little bit anxious. But the idea of just pulling out a piece of paper from like any random journal and not dating it and just like writing out my immediate feelings, that's really been helping. Oh, thank you so much, Kuro. I appreciate that. Oh, you're sorry to hear I'm going through that. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's been a time. Like it's been how do I say this? My entire life has basically been dictated by the needs of others. Point blank period. Like I'll just I mean, I think that some of you are aware of that because you know that I am like I help take care of my mom, I help, you know, take care of my dad and everything else. Like it's been that way ever since I was basically 15 years old, right? I had to grow up very, very fast. And it's not that my parents didn't do their best, it's that their best unfortunately was not good enough, and I had to like become my own parent, and in doing so I had to like also start parenting them. I don't want to like get too far into it, you know what I mean? I don't want to like it's just complicated and it's difficult. And I'm in my mid 30s, and yeah, shocking, I know. Old. Everybody get it out of their system now. I'm in my mid 30s now, and basically over half my life has been dedicated to taking care of other people. And not just like my parents, but like extant members of my family, like cousins and stuff like that, like and my biological sibling. Um and I'm worn down. I'm worn down. And I've been noticing with that recently I have needed to be picked back up more and more frequently. I used to need to be helped back up on my feet about maybe once every 2 years, and it was like once every year, and then it was once every 6 months, and now it feels like, you know, I'm leaning on people more, which is not like a bad thing. This is definitely something that I need to learn how to do, but it is also something that is scary for me, because at some point am I going to get to a point where I can't stand on my own, right? That's scary for me, because standing and supporting myself and on my own, and leading the charge and being the first one out the gate, that's all I've ever known. It's hard for me to let other people take care of me. It's hard for me to let go of control. It's very hard, because, you know, as when I was younger, if I let other people, you know, take control of my life would not go in a very positive way. Oh, thank you so much, Necros. Yeah, Sarah, I'm very grateful. Beak's been taking really good care of me. Beak has been making sure that I eat every day. Beak has been making sure that I take my meds. Beak has been making sure that I am drinking water, and he bought me a little vitamin water today. And, you know, it's been, oh, thank you so much for the Beak hydrate. He got me a little vitamin. For people who don't know, I love the yellow vitamin water. It's got a little bit of caffeine in it. I think it's got 36 milligrams of caffeine in it for how many fluid ounces? 32 fluid ounces. It's not bad. Thank you so much for the stretch. It's like my only real caffeine drink. Like, I don't even really drink coffee or anything, but I drink these little vitamin waters. Yum, 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 yum. I like them. And, you know, yeah, I'm very grateful. And Javi's been checking in on me. Harpy's been checking in on me. I have a lot of people around me that care about me, and I'm very, very lucky. And it is still scary. And it's scary also kind of being in a position where I've locked a lot of parts of myself away, and I've tried to let them out at periods of time, and it just never goes well. I have a lot of like vulnerability issues. I have, and like I won't mince words, but I won't like go too deep into it. I have a lot of issues when it comes to expressing my sexuality. Very repressed. Very have to keep that under like tight control, because I don't feel like I have any safe places to express that. And also, like, I always have to like set the example. I always have to be better. I have to always be better, you know, and which is why like I celebrate all my friends who are able to be so free with like how they feel about themselves and their bodies and like what they're doing and stuff like that. I think that's really wonderful. It is not something that I afford myself particularly, um, and it's hard. It's not something that I'm looking to solve. I'll be very honest. Um, this isn't like an invitation to people to try to get me to be more lewd. It is not something that I see myself doing. Additionally, it is a vulnerable part of myself that when I have opened up to people that I've trusted, it has been, it has not gone well. Let's just say that. It has not gone well. So that's also something that it's been a little bit turbulent inside of myself, and I'm sorry if that's TMI. I'm sorry if that's gross or weird to people. It's just kind of like one of those things that I'm trying to work through as best I can. It's not easy, but it is what it is, and it's kind of embarrassing to say out loud. I'm trying to not be crass about it or crude about it, so I apologize. I apologize if that was... I'm sorry. I'm really... I apologize if that was too much. My issues are my own, and I'm trying to deal with them the best way I can. Um, it's difficult when in your real life you are somebody who has to uphold a very specific standard. And but I feel like I'm falling apart all the time. Oh, thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Necros. Thank you, Mari. Um, so I'm very grateful for these moments that I get to have with you all, and I get to talk to you and hang out, feel safe, and that's why, honestly, that's why like being a VTuber has kind of been amazing, because I can express these things without being afraid of like it coming back to me in like a real life sense, you know? Because again, I'm just not afforded a position. Like basically, you know, it's I've tried telling people in my real life, like, you know, excluding like Beacon, Mari, and like my other close IRL friends, you know, and not that IRL friends are more important to me than like other types of friends and stuff like that. It's simply just because they are like in my real life and therefore can interact with like my job and stuff around me. Um, I tried communicating like my emotional and mental needs to family, to my employers, to, you know, obviously not the crass stuff. And it doesn't go well. I am not afforded a space because like the space that I exist in is basically like, it's like if you're saying this, then we are thinking like if you understand the stigma that's attached to like certain emotional and mental needs, I think most people understand that, right? A lot of people are still like, oh, you go to a shrink type of deal, you know what I mean? And not that I don't call my I call my psychiatrist a shrink. It's true, as a joke. And he's fine with that. Just to be clear, he makes jokes about it. But like, there are some people who use the term shrink derogatory, right? They're like, and so it's just not something that is possible for me to express, and it's difficult because it's a little nerve-wracking articulating these things out loud, because you know how people can take things on the internet and just run with it, right? It's scary. Over the moon, I can get out here. No one should feel like they can't open up. Yeah. You didn't know that? Oh, about like how there's like a stigma attached to like mental health? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There is like a huge, yeah, people are still acting like I don't go for all that stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, you got it. But I'm very appreciative that I'm here with you all. and that I can open up. And it's something I've been thinking about where it's like when I get to be like vulnerable with stuff like that, I was like, well, my 2.0 is coming up. And yes, again, I am getting a 2.0. I have like a new model that's being made for me. I have like a bunch of stuff that's happening. And I've been talking to you guys about like, oh, how do I handle certain things and stuff like that. And everything and being in character, quote unquote, more, which I think is fun because I like role playing and I also like this character technically does have like Hawaiian cultural elements to it that I really haven't gotten around to sharing. And so I'm kind of looking forward to that. At the same time, I part of me is like, should I stop then being like as vulnerable as I have been to stay in character and stuff like that? Because I'll also be honest, I have seen VTubers getting flack for talking about their real life. And I know that a lot of the people in like these smaller circles wouldn't care, but I do worry about like if I achieve any sort of growth, if, big if, um, what might come with that. Does that make sense? Mental health has, oh, the doctor strengthening mental health has a history. Oh, I see, I see. There's a balance. Yeah, I think that there is a balance. I saw a VTuber talk about how a serious political situation has affected them and their family. And it broke my heart. And what broke my heart even more was the lack of empathy afforded them. That really fucked me up. And like part of me is like, oh my god, like what would be, part of me is a little bit, obviously it's a little bit of a selfish thing to think like, oh god, like what would people do to me if I had that kind of platform? Not that I think I ever would, but it's also like wondering about the state of things, because I'm so ill-equipped. Like, if I can be honest with you guys, I started following these streamers because I was like, oh my god, I like what they're doing, I think it's really cool. And then I found out that they're actually like not just those streamers, they're also like bigger than that. And that scared the hell out of me because I don't do well with big fandoms, and so I just kind of like tapped out and I like unfollowed and stuff like that. And I'm still like, I still follow them on Twitch and like I'll still watch their stuff every now and then, but like the idea of like getting into like a fandom or something like really freaks me out because I have really bad experiences with fandoms. But yeah, like it's the way that people treat each other in these spaces, because I am not versed. Like, as everybody knows, my first real introduction to these streaming spaces, like, as a whole, like, I've been around streaming, like, I've had friends that were, like, streaming and stuff like that and are doing really well for themselves right now, but it was really through the House of Justice, right? It was really through Javi that I really got introduced to the idea of content creation and streaming. There was a lack of empathy and distaste for her being so vulnerable. I think there are more supporters than not, and those people that, yeah, a lot of the backlash is Twitter, and Twitter's, it's true. If I stay myself, nobody be surprised how you say. I think that's true, actually, Shonen. I think that's a very good point. If I just kind of keep firing off shots in the neighborhood, the rent should stay low. Right? Right? If I just, like, this is how I am, hopefully, I think that's how it is, right? You have to just be yourself, and then hopefully it'll weed people out. I think there's still some of the generalized anxiety that may not ever go away. I'm not ever accounting on becoming like a big deal. I'm like, air quotes, big air quotes. I don't think that's gonna happen. But like, it's a little nerve-wracking to see like. I'm very lucky because admittedly in the community of the House of Justice, which is quite large, and even I would say the shenanigan community, there's like a lot of bullshit, but the bullshit overarchingly has the energy of like, don't specifically do this or you will get put in the ground for it, right? In Minecraft. There's a standards that feels safe, right? Like Lee, I've seen like Lee, no hesitation, just like put someone down. You know what I mean? No hesitation. Says something even vaguely like uncool. Put somebody down. And that, and like, and Javi as well, and I've seen that with like Gary, Harpy, all these people, um, all these individuals, right? Trey, like Devon, Alfred. I've seen them. Like they keep, and so that was kind of like my privilege of like my first real exposure to content creation, being in these spaces that were so well curated. You know what I mean? Like there's a little bit of dumbass that like kind of rotates around the area. You know, it's always in orbit, but it never makes it, you know, into the atmosphere, right? It never makes splashdown. So, um, as I have started pushing out of that sphere to make more friends, to meet more people, to expose myself to like what VTubing is like, because I am not part of VTuber culture, it has been a real culture shock. It's been a real culture shock, and I don't think it's unique to VTubing. I think it is also like indicative of like how other streamers, like flesh tubers and stuff like that, also uh, uh, curate their communities. There's just such a huge difference. There's a huge difference, and yeah, it's been a culture shock. It's been a culture shock to see how cruel people are, like without hesitation. And it feels like one of those things where it's like, yeah, you know about it, right? But it's like so far removed from you that you don't like, it's not. And then all of a sudden you take like one step outside your door and it's like, you know, it's like Fallout. A flesh tuber? You're gonna love this, Zero. So a VTuber is a virtual streamer, right? A flesh tuber is somebody who does face camming. It's like uses their own, like their flesh. No, 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 no. That's what it is. It's weird, right? It's funny. I think it's a funny term. Dome the ne'er-do-wells. True. Um, but yeah, it's been a huge culture. You didn't know that was a term, right? It's kind of cool. It's kind of fucking sick, dude. I'm a flesh tuber. Like, that's kind of cool. That's kind of hardcore. It's kind of sick. uh, uh, peak terminology. I know. I know. It's interesting. But yeah, so I've been kind of pushing out into the VTuber sphere a little bit more, and it's been a little traumatizing. It's a little scary. There's some shit. There is some shit that goes down in that world. Holy crap, y'all are doing the most. But at the same time, I do also see that like there are some interesting people, some very nice people, some cool people, some people that might be nice to get to know at some point. I don't think I can. I'm like a micro creator, you know what I mean? I'm like smaller than small. But maybe at some point it might be cool. Um, but yeah, it's been interesting. It's been unique. Like cosplay or just a fellow with a camera? No, it's just a fellow with a camera. Like technically Javi is a flesh tuber. Because he uses just a webcam. That's what it is. Yeah. Technically, if you were in cosplay, it would also be flesh tubing because it is a webcam. Basically, if webcamming, think of it as like webcamming. If you're webcamming, you're a flesh tuber, right? More or less. Unless you're using a puppet, I guess. I don't know how that would work. Um, but yeah, it's been very unique and a little bit of an overload. A little bit of an overload because, wow, people are just letting it all hang out. And that is not something I'm used to. And it's both refreshing and intimidating, right? It's not intimidating in a way where I'm like, oh my god, do I have to like, you know, be sexy to keep up? I don't feel like that. Um, hold on, Siren. Virtual flesh tuber, that's funny. A lump of mutated flesh. Um, yeah, it's not intimidating in the way where I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to show my boobs to keep up. That's not it. It's just like intimidating because it's like these people have, it feels like have so much confidence, or like maybe they don't, but it feels like it. You know what I mean? Because I feel like, to me, in my world, it takes so much confidence to be that vulnerable and be that uh erotic. Even to be a thirst trap, I think it takes a huge amount of nerve. Now, some people may disagree with me and be like, I only do it because of my insecurities. Fair. But in my world, that's not how it reads to me, because it would take like a huge amount of confidence for me to thirst trap. You know what I mean? I tried it. And it scares the, I don't know. It makes me really anxious. You're seeing serious VTubers or some cutthroat individuals behind the scenes. Wouldn't advise getting involved with them. Serious VTuber, I don't know. Wow. You know, that's probably right, because it is still a business, right? Serious VTubers are probably the big ones. I probably won't ever run into them. So I think we'll be thirst trapping is a charisma check. Yeah. Even if they are insecure, I think it does take some major confidence. It does. I think it does. I think also maybe like chasing like validation. Maybe that's another reason that people do it. But still, to me, that takes courage. It takes courage. I'm not like, it's really impressive to me. Like I can't help but like kind of quietly applaud you. I'm just like, wow, all right, good for you. Right on, dude. Like, I wish I could do that. Hi, Andy. Thank you. I hope you're doing well. Welcome in. Aloha. Yeah, I don't know. From what I've seen, I mean, I don't think that there are. This is not going to happen, but I don't think that there are many like larger VTubers that I will ever find myself in the company of. So I'm not worried about that. I've got really nobody that I'm really. I'm just kind of like spectating. Does that make sense? I'm kind of floating. I'm not really interested in getting into anybody's individual camps. I'm not interested in having an Oshi. That seems like a huge commitment. I think it's, but I have been observing the people in those communities, and you know, A, it terrifies me because fandoms scare me, especially organized fandoms, and B, it's really impressive, these communities that people have created and built up around like one person, and how they support each other, and it's very sweet, you know. It's a little bit inspiring. It's not something I think I could find myself doing, because they just throw themselves so wholeheartedly into that. And there's a part of me that's envious of that, if I could be honest. If I could be completely honest, I see these people in these VTuber fandoms, and they just, oh God, they just pour themselves into it. And it's so lovely, like, to see them just be so excited for their Oshi, for their idol, for the individual. They make art for them, they make merch, they support them, they repost them, they're talking to each other. It's so amazing to watch, you know? I'm in awe. I'm awed by it. I'm awed by the connections that these people are forging, and I want them to make like a million happy memories together, and I hope that they stay friends, like, because I know that VTubers tend to graduate at some point. I hope that they're able to stay friends after those VTubers maybe graduate or something, and stuff like that. So it's just been interesting observing all of it and trying to have an appreciation. I'm trying to have an appreciation for these aspects of this subculture, which it is a subculture. I think that something else that's been kind of strange for me is I talked to Beak about this the other day, is I've been so locked in on my life and taking care of my family and trying my best to take care of myself and my job and stuff like that, that I wasn't really like looking around. And now that I am pursuing these other hobbies and other stuff, I'm looking around and I'm seeing people and I'm like, oh, I'd really like to talk to that person because they seem like they have similar worldviews or like ideas or fascinations to me. And then, of course, then being faced with the reality of like, you can't talk to them because the only reason you see them is because they have such a huge platform, right? So that's been interesting. That's been kind of an interesting thing. Oh, Sean, hi! Thank you so much for the sub! Sean, hi! Wow, a hype train. Hello! Oh my gosh, thank you so much! Aloha! I hope you're doing well today. My gosh, Sean, thank you. I really appreciate that. Ah, thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you're doing well. Oh, you're sick but surviving? I'm glad you're surviving. That means a lot to me. Well, I hope that you can rest, and I hope that you have some kind of curative with you. Probably not chicken soup. Maybe a nice curry to clear your sinuses. Beak! Oh my god! What are we doing right now? Hi, Rogue! Hi, everybody! Hi, everybody! Holy crap! Thank you so much! Hi! Oh my god. Thank you. I appreciate it. All-time record shattered. Whoa. That's amazing. What the hell? Oh, new record! Level 4. Oh my god. Thank you. Thank you. That's so kind. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh gosh. Uh, what the hell was I talking about? I don't even remember. Oh, I was talking about, I think, people in fandoms just kind of giving it their all, right? And how amazing it is to witness. And and these communities that I hope stay together even when, you know, the focal point of those communities kind of has to move on with their lives. Oh my god, hi Mari! What is happening right now? Thank you! The bears. Holy crap, what are you guys doing? Thank you. Oh my gosh, you guys are unhinged. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for the big hydrate. Oh, okay, stretch. I'm doing it to them. While I'm taking a sip. I gotta figure out a better angle for my tracking because right now it's above my monitor and it's really high up. And it makes like I'm just looking down on you guys, I think, all the time. You do it. Oh my gosh. Okay. What was I talking about? Right. Oh, and that there are people that I'd be like, oh, I'd like to like have a philosophical discussion with you, and it's like you cannot talk to them because the only reason you know about them is because they have such a huge platform. That's an interesting thing too. That's an interesting sort of thing that I've never experienced, which is like I've never seen somebody that I've like actually been interested in interacting with, and I can't actually walk over to them, hold out my hand, and say hi. It's nice to meet you. That's new, and that's a real. That's because I'm not. That's just because I'm not used to. I'm used to, you know, in real life when you meet people and you see people and you're like, oh, I'd like to talk to that person. You know what I mean? You can just walk up to them, hold out your business card or whatever. No. Yeah, it's that's been interesting for me and frustrating, if I could say. Frustrating. Because there are certain things that What is happening? Who is anonymous? What? What are we doing here? Thank you.
It wasn't me.
I mean, I just looked over at Beak and I was like, better not be you. Thank you. Oh my god. Level 6 hype train. Hi. Hello. We love you, I love you, random citizen. What are we doing? I'm like trying to talk about this stuff. It's not happening. Dude, I love what is it? Fucking Megamind. I love Megamind. Getting the ones deserved. Shut up and take the money. Thank you, Mahalo. Thank you so much for your kokua. I appreciate it. I really, really do. Oh my gosh. That random person is your goat. Yippee! Yeah, I would say it's a good I love Megamind. Megamind is a great movie. Speaking of movies and stuff like that, unrelated really. I know that there has been some question on whether or not I'm going to have a Discord, a community Discord. I don't think here's the thing, I don't want to be in charge of people. I've talked about this before. But if I hit 1,000 followers on Twitter, I will get a community Discord. Because then I feel like there's reason. Does that make sense? Once I hit, I think maybe 1,000, maybe 750. I don't know. We'll see. But once I hit maybe like 750 or 1,000, I don't know. Maybe I think probably just 1,000. I will get a community Discord. I will make a community Discord. But until then, I think that we can just hang out for the time being here when we are together. The Megamind to your Metro Man and Beak is me. Oh my god. You saying that I'm Megamind is like such a huge compliment. That I'm the Megamind in that situation. That means a lot to me, man. Because I always think of myself as tired as old Metro Man. What? No, I don't have a Twitter. What did I say? I have a Twitter, but I don't use it. Like, did I say I meant Discord? I'll make a community Discord. Community Discord. I'll make a community Discord. Sorry, not on Twitter. If I get followers on Twitch. On Twitch. If I get 1,000 followers on Twitch. Sorry, I misspoke. On Twitch. On Twitch. No, we're not. The big cheat code. Okay. On Twitch, if I hit 1,000 followers, not Twitter. I don't use my Twitter. I have a Twitter just to keep the name. I don't use it. Just to be clear, don't use it. So don't follow me on Twitter. Don't follow me on Twitter. There's nothing there for you. There's nothing there for you. I have one. I don't use it. If I get 1,000 followers on Twitch, okay, I will make a community Discord because then that feels like it makes sense to me, right? Because then it's like, okay, well, we got people now. You know what I mean? It's happening. So, which I don't know if that's gonna happen, but if we do, we will have a community Discord, and I will, obviously I will make people mods and stuff like that, and blah, 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 blah. Probably the same people that are mods here now. I will give them power. But yeah, it's been interesting kind of seeing all that again, like in real life. Again, I'm more used to interacting with people in real life, so that makes things hard for me because I don't know how to approach people online. When I approach people online, like, I feel like there's nothing wrong with just being like, hi, I saw this, and so I'm interested in that, and you know what I mean? I've got no problem doing that. I think I've talked about this before. Apparently, not the cool thing to do, but I don't know any other way to do it. Like, I'm not interested in just like following and like quietly like liking people's posts and like commenting and then eventually working up the nerve to ask them what I'm interested in asking them about. Like, why did you pursue this? Like what made you interested in this field of work? You know what I mean? As far as like, why did you pursue this degree? You know what I mean? That's interesting to me. What made you do that? You know what I mean? I don't want to just like, and the work up the nerve. I'll just like message somebody and do it. And maybe that's not the right thing to do. I am learning now that is probably not the right thing to do. It freaks people out. It makes them feel like you want something from them. I'm learning. It's a learning curve. It really is. Because I am very much somebody who will just go up to somebody in real life and be like, I like this. Da 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 da. You know? Oh, alright, go. Yes, thank you so much, Sean. I hope you have a good rest. Aloha. Choo choo. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Level 6 hype train, that's a record. You guys are too good to me. You really are. You're too good to me. I really appreciate you all. I really do. And thank you for sticking with me as I learn these new social mores, because it's weird. I have anxiety, but like it manifests so differently IRL versus online. It's strange. It's like I'm not a different person, but it's definitely different. You know what I mean? So I'm also trying to learn to temper my expectations and be like, it's nice that you think that you might have something in common with this person. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's true. And also, like, I don't know. You gotta just kind of think about it like you're watching a play. Well, that's not true, because like if I'm watching a play and I like what an actor does, I can just go like around the back, and then like when they leave, and then like give them a flower and shake their hand and tell them how much I like their work. Like, you can do that. Like, but I mean, I guess it's the same thing as leaving a comment, right? I don't fucking know. Anyway, which is that doesn't sound, it's not like a it's not like a crazy person thing. That is something that you can do. At the end of a play, it's common for people to go to where the actors exit, and at least here in Hawaii, and to like applaud for them and shake their hand and give them flowers and stuff like that beyond just the bow. I think that's, I don't know if that's something that's done on the continent, but it is something that is done here. So I don't know. So I guess you just have to think about it as like, I was going to say like watching a lecture, but that's not true either, because most lecturers make themselves available to talk to people. I don't know. Like you're watching a movie? I don't know. Like an actor on a stage? Like an actor in a movie? Maybe that's better? It's strange though, because I don't know. I've just been interesting. It's been interesting to me observing the culture, the subculture of like streaming and VTubing specifically, because VTubing is so different from general streaming. It's so different. It's like a completely different medium, and that's kind of why I like it, because it allows for like storytelling aspects and a lot more creativity and freedom and stuff like that. Like as a webcammer and stuff like that, you are afforded like levels of freedom and creativity as well. But I do feel like VTubers are able to employ so many, like as a medium, so many different ways of achieving their art, right? I've seen VTubers that are stop motion, and by stop motion, I don't mean like it's just made to look stop motion, like it's a little jerky or whatever the hell. I mean like there's somebody I saw, I can't remember their name, but they literally stop motion animated their various animations and have it like it reacts to like these different images, and like it reacts, the angles and stuff react to like what they are doing as a VTuber. Yeah. Oh, I think that's them. Yeah. Alpine Showtime. That's it. Thank you. Like, really incredible. We just cracked open a cold one. Like there's like, and like people who code like in Godot entire setups, like Eli, my friend Eli, right? Or there's this other person who like created like a shop front. I can't remember their name. I don't follow people specifically. I just kind of see these. I'm like kind of passing through. At the same time, I feel bad because I guess I'm what most people would call a tourist in the VTuber space, but I don't want to be a tourist. I'm just trying to understand and learn. I want to be an archaeologist. I want to be an archaeologist. I want to be an archaeologist of VTubing. I want to observe. I want anthropology. That's it. Not archaeology. Anthropology. I want to study this subculture. So it's just going to be an interesting realigning my thinking and stuff like that. And I will say that the people that I gravitate more towards watching as VTubers are people who are a little bit more philosophical. People who are a little bit weirder, even if they don't look like it. Um, those are the people that I've gravitated towards observing and watching the most. And because I think they fit my energy, right? Like, because although I can get a little bit like, I am still largely just, I don't know how to describe myself anymore. How do I describe myself? Chill? Laid back? I don't know. Oh, sleep well, Mari. I love you. Yeah, we're actually gonna be wrapping up here pretty soon, so don't worry. Hi, Tonkatsu. Yeah, somebody gifted you a sub. Hi. Philosophical, yeah. I guess I could say that yeah. I like talking to people. I like talking about like real life things. I like the human condition and stuff like that. And I like people who consider aspects of the human condition, especially considering the aspects of death and how death affects us as individuals. That means a lot to me. So I've kind of been looking for people that I can talk to about death. There's been some other streamers that I've seen who talk about death in the way that I talk about death, in like this reverent fascination. I would say almost perverse fascination. Um, but they're not people that I should have. They're not people I have access to. So hopefully I will be able. And unfortunately, I have to be a little bit picky about it, because the people that I want to talk to about these things which interest me, they need to have a certain level of understanding and comprehension. I'm not interested in teaching people. I'm interested in having a conversation. I mean, I'm interested in teaching people, but if I want to hang out with somebody, I want to not just be talking at them. I want to have a conversation, right? I want to have a conversation. I want to be able to sit down and have somebody respond to my thoughts with their own thoughts and give me other things to ruminate on. Does that make sense? I've been all right. It's nice to see you, Tonkatsu. I hope you've been well. You know that feeling? Yeah. Yeah. So, I'm hoping also that by pushing out into these new communities that I am able to find more people I can talk to about these things, and who are able to give me the kind of mental stimulation that I would very much like. And it isn't me trying to slight anybody else, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be unkind. It is just different. It's just a little bit different, especially when it was something that like maybe these things that were kind of like it could be argued were like aspects of like my primary field of study and are things that I'm still engaging in and researching and stuff like that. Like I know I have like a I know I'm kind of like a career woman, and like I have like a salary person job and stuff like that, where I do stuff that is completely unrelated to my degree, but I do still utilize my degree with like the various side gigs that I do. And that type of mental stimulation and growth is still very important to me. So I am hoping that by pushing out of this box that I've been in, I might find other people that I can conversate with. Now that comes with many risks, and it scares the hell out of me, because oftentimes when I put myself out there, I get taken for a very unpleasant ride. But if I don't, I'll just never find somebody I'll never find other people to talk to about these things who could understand where I come from when I look at death from a cultural lens, And so the reward is worth the risk. It is still scary. It does still make me anxious, and I don't know how to go about it properly. But who knows? Who knows? It's hard also because like a good way to get out there is to post about it, but I don't feel comfortable posting about it, and because like unfortunately it tends to it doesn't yield the results that I hope for. So, I think my best course of action currently. I want a conversation, not a lecture, exactly. Find other people's like, thank you. My best course of action is basically to kind of keep pushing outside my box, look around for people that I might be able to reach out to and have a conversation with, and see if I can breach that gap, you know? And so, uh, that's kind of something I'm hoping for on the side. It's not like a huge focus for me, but it is something I'm hoping for. Anyway, these are all things I've been thinking about while I've been traveling. Again, I'll probably be um, going on more of these little trips in the future, and I'll have to figure out how I'm going to stay in touch and stream because I don't like missing streams with everybody. I'm really excited to show everybody everything that's been worked on. I don't know again when I'll be doing my 2.0 debut. It might be at the end of the year, it might be in 2027, but it is coming, and I'm going to do my best until then. And thank you so much for being here with me and hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. You all, you mean the world to me. You really do. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Anyway, let's go ahead and wrap things up here. I know it's only like been an hour, but like, I feel like we talked about a lot of stuff. Anyway, I hope you had a good time today. Thank you so much for talking with me. Thank you so much for hanging out. I love you all so much. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. We will probably try to finish up 2064 ROM. Or ROM 2064. I don't remember the order. Yeah, I did just... But yeah. Alright. Thank you so much. Aloha, everybody. Let's find somebody... Hold on. Let's find somebody to raid you out to. Hold on a second. Let's, Hold on a second. Who am I following? We are going to... let's read Dick. Dick is playing Alice. Madness Returns. Alright, everybody. Aloha. Bye-bye. I'll see you next time.